Okay. All right. Welcome everyone to the Urban3 Showroom launch about digital twins in the built environment. My name is Teemu Lehtinen. I'm the CEO of KiraHub, and KiraHub is a non-profit association in Finland to accelerate sustainable digital transformation of the built environment sector. And we're also the main tenant here at Urban3 Space, of course, running this together with our lovely space partners. Today we're going to talk about digital twins in the built environment sector, looking at how digital twins or what digital twins could be from the building perspective, from the urban district or city perspective, or even mobility perspective, and maybe kind of integrate these perspectives a bit together. We will have 7 different solutions from Finland that has some kind of a digital twin application going on. Then we will also have a great panel from the audience in the end to discuss what digital twins actually are, what is kind of the current situation in the market, and where should we go in the future? What are kind of future client needs, and what kind of development should we focus on to reach those? So yes, welcome everyone. We started these showroom events here in Urban3 last year because we wanted to have a way to make it more transparent how different technologies, different topics and solutions and companies around them are evolving in Finland. And we also get a lot of delegations from abroad, from different countries to visit here. And these showroom events and content that we produce to these events are a great way to showcase Finnish companies to these delegations. So kind of the back office idea of these events are to accumulate this kind of archive of content of what's going on in Finland within the innovations of the built environment sector. Without further ado, I would like to invite one of our partners. So we are organizing this event together with Metropolia, Applied University, and Forum Virium. And there's going to be an interesting hackathon coming up also about today's topic, digital twins, in the end of November. So Anna-Stina will tell us a little bit more about that. Please welcome.
Thank you, Teemu. Hello, everyone, and welcome on my behalf also to here Digital Twins Showroom launch. We are happy to be here and be one of the partners here in Urban3. I'm really happy to present you this Digital Twins Hackathon that we are holding together with several partners. Forum Virium Helsinki, Stara, Urban Tech Helsinki, Skanska, ABB, KiraHub, and UltraHack. And this will be organized in our Metropolia Myllypuro Smart Campus in the eastern Helsinki in the end of November. We have 4 different challenges related to the topics of built environment and mobility and digital twins in this sector. The first challenge is called Smart Lab, and this challenge is brought to you by Skanska and ABB. We are looking for innovative solutions which are centered around the user to enhance the smart living ecosystem as a means to achieve sustainable way of living, being scalable and easy to use. If you have an existing service or product and you wish to integrate into this ecosystem, or you have idea which needs conceptualization, you are very welcome to give you your challenge idea and join this hackathon. The second challenge is Wear Cycle Challenge, which is brought by us, Metropolia. In this challenge, we are searching for a solution that helps the user to evaluate before the demolition of a building those upcoming new buildings or locations where it makes sense to reuse its parts, considering the different factors affecting the carbon footprint. Then we have two challenges related to the mobility, and this is brought to you by Stara and Forum Virium Helsinki. The first one is related to the winter conditions to improve equal urban mobility. Stara wants to provide urban residents with well-planned winter maintenance services and a better flow of information about the usability of traffic areas. And in this challenge, they want participants to think of solutions that enhance Stara's ability to proactively respond to winter maintenance needs as they change in order to improve the accessibility of street space and to provide services more equally. And other challenge is related to the logistics. We are looking for innovative data utilizing scalable solutions to develop reliability and efficiency of deliveries, be it during exceptional times such as during a pandemic or just everyday logistics in summer and winter conditions in an ever-evolving urban environment such as Helsinki. And more info about these challenges and related also to the given databases, resources and prices. You have here, who are here, you have the QR codes, so you can check out from these more info, and also those who are watching this online, you can check out from the web page that is below in this slide. So we warmly welcome you to join, and hopefully we will see you in our Myllypuro campus in the end of November. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna-Stina. And so, as said, there's still time to apply for the hackathon, so please do that if you're interested. Sorry to the stream about a little bit low audio for a while. We had a little technical hiccup here, but now it should work okay. All right, so next up in the program will be a really exciting keynote speech. It's my pleasure to invite Francisco from Granlund's innovation team to share with us about your perspectives on digital twins development and maybe some ideas for the future. Please welcome Francisco.
Thank you, Teemu, for the invitation. And I'm going to talk about digital twins, something that I've been working for quite some years now. So I'm going to explain what we have been doing and what we plan to also do in the future. So I'm going to explain 2 projects we have worked related to digital twins, and then explain more future ideas we have. So the first is this ecosystem of digital twins. And I'm gonna show you a video. And here we started trying to understand what digital twins are about. And the industry is quite complex, so we took an approach to understand what kind of users there is and what kind of digital twins we should develop. So for this, we plan different kind of use cases. And with that, we develop different applications that will suit different kind of users. So I'm going to show you some of these applications, but try to focus on what the idea is. I'm going to start with this portfolio benchmarking, and this is to have like a big picture of why we are needing digital twins and what kind of digital twins we want to use. So this is to have an overall view of the portfolio of a campus, for example, in Hervanta campus, and we focus especially on the operational costs and capital costs. So we wanted to understand on a bigger picture what kind of buildings need to reduce those costs. And we compare that to a specific benchmark. So this benchmark allowed us to know and understand what is the digital twin we need and why do we want to develop that. So then we went more in detail about the operational costs, and here you can see the different cost items on operational expenses. And in this specific project, we focus on the operations and maintenance, which was the largest cost item compared to the other ones. So this is how we started developing a digital twin that will help improve those operation and maintenance processes. And of course, provide some savings for the building owner. So many of you know already we have a platform, Granlu Manager. This is Granlu Manager Digital Twin that focuses on maintenance. So here we are visualizing the different kind of spaces. Spaces can be classified in the usage, or for instance, if there are different cleaning zones, you can classify those spaces like that. We are also able to visualize all the mechanical systems in this building, and we focus on the most critical type of equipment. In this case are the air handling units. And then here you can see, for instance, what is the preventive plan for those air handling units, and also have access to relevant information related to that specific component. Then one of the requirements of the owner was to understand better how some of these spaces function. So here you can see, let's say, the digital twin, and here you see what's happening in this space related to the service request. To have a more dynamic kind of digital twin, the owner asked, they wanted to understand what's happening on these different kind of spaces. So we developed this animation that's showing how for instance, the CO2 levels are changing over certain periods of time. And in an example, you can see, for instance, that at 9 in the morning, people start coming to the office. So this is the kind of information that the owner wants to see, this dynamic information about space usage on the building. And then, of course, the idea is to integrate this with other kind of information. So we will find this correlation between different kind of parameters. And we are exploring more on this area, but this is some of the ideas that we are trying to do. Then we have developed this tool, which is augmented reality for facility management. And then this enables the operator to locate themselves on the building. They can access to the model of the building, in this case, the HVAC systems. And then the operator can interact with the model as well. So if you tap on certain component, you can have information related to that. Could be dynamic, static information, or information coming from maintenance. And one of the ideas we had is to integrate this tool with our Granlu Manager. So here you can see an assistant that helps you to navigate and locate yourself in the building where there's a problem in the space in the building. So you can use the application also to process the request and complete the request. And this is something we are working more in the future as well. And then we developed this kind of reporting tool. And this is aimed for someone who is not that familiar navigating to the models, but you can integrate different kind of information, different sources of information. In this example, we're showing how, for instance, are the indoor conditions in the space. So you have the score coming from Granlu metrics. You have what the user has given feedback about that specific space, so we can integrate with other smart applications. And then you would know also what kind of issues have happened in that specific space. This is an example to show that digital twins is a complex topic, and we are developing solutions that would fit different kind of use cases. And we participated in a competition last year, and also we were one of the finalists. So we are really also into using this application supporting open standards. Now I'm going to explain more about a use case we did with augmented reality on a city scale level. So this is a project we did with Forum Virium. I'm going to play a short video now.
Cities are growing and green spaces are becoming more important to ensure the well-being of people and nature. In the Healthy Livable Neighborhoods piloting program, agile pilots have been running in 3 Nordic district urban labs. Green Kalasatama mobile application was co-developed and tested together with local residents in the developing district of Kalasatama, Helsinki.
In this case, we work very closely with Forum Virium. It was very important to have this kind of co-creation activities and having this testing, because we receive a lot of feedback from the users. So during this period, we were able to improve the application, add new features, and then I think we got a good result.
Green Kalasatama demonstrates an engaging and educative approach in participatory green area planning with the use of augmented reality.
For this pilot, it was very interesting for us to test the use of augmented reality on a city scale and develop an application that can be fun and educative for the residents to do the urban planning.
The mobile application allows users to place green elements, such as trees and bushes, in their surrounding area in a virtual environment.
Kivointa oli laittaa puita.
Mielenkiintoisinta oli ehdottomasti semmoinen osallistaminen, käyttäjien osallistaminen.
With augmented reality,
I video continue, but you can see it on YouTube. So I'm just going to explain some of the main features of this application. And one of the main things was that there's already a lot of digital content created when you're doing urban planning. And our goal was to bring that digital content in an application using augmented reality. So in this case, what we did is you can visualize the actual, in the real design of how the park is going to look like. These are real trees. I mean, the trees that are going to be in the park. And then you can also have a map view that will enable to navigate through the park. But the idea for us was to understand how to develop this, and we can implement this kind of similar solution into the building space as well. One very important part was to enable this collaborative mode, so different players can interact in the same space at the same time. And this is one of the biggest benefits that I see with augmented reality. It was really fun that, for instance, different users can see what others are doing and also be able to modify different kind of things. So we try to make this a little bit fun for the users. And then, of course, you were able to make your own design using this application. You will select your different kind of trees, and these are one of the things we did. So, and of course, move around and have more information about this. And of course, we added some educational information because kids seem to really enjoy the application. And of course, they were really good on providing some feedback on future development. One key point was that we were able to visualize this information because we will get the precise location of what kind of trees, for example, have been selected. But this can be implemented also in a different kind of context. And then I'm going to talk now about some of future ideas. These ideas don't necessarily represent what my company is doing, but I was having a hard time visualizing what could be this. So I used an artificial intelligence engine to help me create this these images and try to explain better what we're thinking. So I asked this artificial intelligence engine to identify itself, to tell, for instance, I ask, what would artificial intelligence visionary in the built environment could tell us how the future is going to look like? And this is what I got. And I was quite satisfied because it also has this kind of glow around its face, that it's showing some kind of vision of, and also some wisdom of what could happen. So what I have shown before, a lot we have focused on visualization, on building information models and how to show the information. But one of the things we plan and we intend to focus more is to understand the semantic relationship between different elements, spaces, different systems, different components. So there's different nodes, for example, in this figure. And this is how I interpret how is the situation now. We are still in different silos and information. It's staying in the silos, but I think digitalization is helping, that we're opening these silos now. And we're able to see this connection between different domains. And this is going to start happening more and more. For us, is really to understand that semantic relationship between different things. And if you can see, for instance, there is thicker colors in the middle. That's representing that information is exchanged between two domains more often. And I think that's where the value of information is going to be created, where we really understand what kind of information is exchanged. Another aspect is the life cycle of the building. We will take into account more and more how the buildings have been used and try to bring that information now in the design of the buildings. How we can better feed that feedback loop of how a building is operating now and what can we improve for the future. And I think life cycle thinking and long-term thinking is going to play a key role when we're trying to develop these digital twin solutions. I think also that augmented reality is going to take a really important step in the next years. It's a matter how now a good artifact is coming. But we have explored a lot with using AR in maintenance. And it's going from being something nice to see, it's impressive, that something can really bring some utility. And I think this is also going to happen a lot in the construction sector now. So that's an area we plan to play more with. And just to conclude, I think the built environment, we have a big responsibility here on how we plan the built environment for the future. I think we should try to build a built environment that is less invasive to the natural ecosystems, that we can build something that really it's more aligned with what it's already there. So we have a big responsibility, and I think we can build a really sustainable and also smart built environment. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Francisco. Wait for a while. Any questions from the audience to Francisco at this point? I have one. So you showed us nice use cases and a lot of kind of the research projects and maybe it's kind of a POCs about what's coming. How do you see that customers are demanding and adopting these new features, for example, as part of the ground manager? How do you see that kind of going forward?
This project, actually, we work together with the client. Yes. So the client was giving us, we developed many use cases and they picked the ones they would see or they see themselves using. So that was the starting point. So we're working a lot with the clients. We think that being flexible and open to how the information is shown, it's one key part, because there's no one single way. I think the buildings are very different, and there's many kinds of ways to show the information.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Time to go forward. So now it's time to have all these 7 incredible solutions here present, pitching for us for 3 minutes each. And then we will have a short panel on reflecting the situation. So first company for pitching will be XD Visuals and XDTwin solution. So Jarkko Sireni, please come to the stage. Actually, you can pitch from here, so it works for the stream as well. So 3 minutes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I guess this is opposite alphabetical order. Jarkko Sireni, XD Visuals, is the company CEO founder and presenting the solution XDTwin. And our background of thinking our solution is the real world of built environment. Cities, they are developing all the time. All the time construction going on. All the construction projects, they are related to existing environment. The information in constructed projects, they are dispersed in different systems, in different formats. Open standards, they are coming. A lot of tools nowadays, they are old-fashioned desktop tools. Data is not integrated. Processes are not integrated with the data. So XDTwin is the solution for this. We integrate the built environment as a whole, all different disciplines, all different life cycle phases, and we integrate the data with the processes like collaboration, co-development, coordination, and communication, citizen participation into one platform. And this solution is already awarded in WDBE this year. We get the first prize in the best use of open standards. So we promote open standards, and we have a lot of advanced features like time perspective, integrated task management, integrated document management, augmented reality, virtual reality. So please come there into my stand. I can show you more, and thank you.
Thank you, Jarkko. And everybody looking at the stream, watching the stream, can see Jarkko's contact info over there. So please be in contact with Jarkko if you're interested. And everybody on site, Jarkko is over there in one of the screens. So please go ahead and talk more if you're interested. Next up is Pointscene and Lauri Hartikainen. Welcome, Lauri.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lauri Hartikainen. I'm the CEO and co-founder in Pointscene. And in Pointscene, we are working with construction projects and construction works with construction clients. So let's keep that in mind for this pitch. In construction, it's typical for a project to spend 1 million euros per month, or it can be even more, but usually it's somewhere in that level. So basically, in the beginning of the month, if you have wrong initial data or wrong type of designs, you really risk spending that 1 million euros into wrong things. And actually, if you build these wrong things and spend the money in wrong things, you actually generate even more costs. And do you really want to do that in a such low margin and high risk business like construction? In construction works, there always will be surprises, and plans and designs require frequent updates due to mainly unexpected field conditions, for example. So building along these faulty plans, it's either impossible or it just results in wasting time, resources, and generating delays. Pointscene provides a digital platform for construction professionals and construction workers to easily validate the designs and plans against the real status before building, and providing an efficient feedback loop between the designers and the construction work. This results in better construction. So Pointscene provides a tool that results in better quality, executable plans and designs for the worksite based on the as-is status in the site. Our aim is to help our clients to build on budget and ahead of schedule. Today's construction is mainly built with mixed fleet of technologies and mixed fleet of stakeholders. And that's why Pointscene also integrates with all the common tools that are being used in construction. For example, CAD solutions, BIM solutions, or GIS platforms. So join us in Pointscene, and then please come to the stand to discuss more and to eliminate all the unnecessary waiting, enable building with confidence, high quality with the help of Pointscene. No more delays.
Thank you, Lauri. And Lauri and Pointscene will be there on your right side. Go there and discuss more if you're interested. Next up, we will have Francisco on stage again. So Francisco and Granlund manager.
It's yeah, you have seen what we're doing. It's more than Granlund manager. Our digital twin is our digital platform, and one of the things is the life cycle view. We support the life cycle from design to construction. We want to really enhance the semantic relationship between different domains, different areas. And the third thing is to provide a flexible kind of visualization for the digital twins. Those are the three main things, and I can show more on the platform there.
Thank you, Francisco. And Francisco and Granlund are also over there on the right side. Next up is Sitowise and Jarkko Männistö. Go ahead, Jarkko.
Okay, thank you. So today I don't have a visual slideshow as a background, so it's just my word. So I work in Sitowise as a service manager and BIM expert, and we have a lot of digital solutions like Louhi, which is a map service, and this platform, and we have provided that more than 100 municipalities and cities and projects. Also, we have other digital solutions like Infracontrol Online. We have Routa, Aino, Sampo. So we have used lots of Finnish nice words about our solutions. But anyway, today I want to tell something about our digital twin solution, and it's based on Unity game engine. And why we are using that is that it's highly visual and understandable platform. It's easy to use, and it's easy to well understand. Everybody can understand what is happening in build environment, and it's and actually I must say that it's a process to create the digital twin from the digital model, and it's a process how we are gathering data, what kind of data we are using, BIM data, infra model, we're using city models, and so on. Also, game engines provide a highly dynamic environment, so we can We can navigate freely. We can see every kind of movements, mobility, like traffic, light traffic, people flows, etc. And it's really important that we can show the dynamic world. We can add objects like buildings, lamppost, whatever, and we can create smart objects. Like we had an interesting use case in Kera area. We created a smart area with lidars, radars, smart lights, 5G propagation, etc. So our approach is the dynamic environment, and if you are interested, please come and see our booth. I will tell more about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jarkko. And definitely go visit Jarkko over there on your right side to learn more about their solution. Next up, we will have Kodiak's and Ari. Go ahead.
Thank you, Teemu, and welcome everyone. My name is Ari Virtanen, and I'm the CEO of Kodiak's company. Kodiak was founded in May in this year, and the company is young. But our team consists of experts with over 50 years of experience in property safety issues, providing rescue plans, ATEX documents, and chemical risk and environmental safety issues. Our customers are among different industry sectors, factories, and private and public properties. Our mission is to offer safety for everyone. Our top product, Spearhead, is Kodiak Safe. It is a platform that helps you can share safety information like ever before. As you may know, the rescue plan is required by the law for certain buildings, and it has to regularly update it. In many cases, this mandatory document does not serve the end users as well at the buildings. Kodiak Safe is an interactive and language-neutral graphics rescue plan and property management tool that makes the communication of property safety issues easy. The platform is based on icons which are dragged and dropped directly on the property floor plans and the rooms. So all important information, videos, guidelines, or links are placed behind the icons. You can also add entry and exit routes with use videos to make the life easier for the residents, for the visitors. In the future, we are going to expand the icons liberties so that you can add icons like recycling and maintenance guides, traffic signs, anything the customer needs. Then we will use Kodiak's Real or Kodiak's Pro products. Kodiak Safe has been designed in the way that it's modular. It's possible to integrate the existing property system to this platform. It is also scalable. It fits to small apartment buildings as well as to complex industrial settings. Kodiak Safe can be tailored to the needs of each customer, and it is useful for property users. The first version is now ready, but in the future, we want to develop our platform further and explore the possibilities of using the digital twinning, IoT technology, and later 3D modeling. We also want to ensure the children's safety education. And our game-like platform is a great tool for that purpose. We have plans to make a Kodiak game for children in the future. The product is ready, and we are ready to conquer the market. First, Europe, where the requirements for rescue plans are pretty much same as in Finland. And then the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. And Kodiak was also one of the winners at WDB this year for most advanced digital twin. So definitely go check it out within the same screen as Granlund on the right. All right, little applause there. Great. Next up is Soma 3D and Petri Kokko. Go ahead, Petri.
Thank you very much. My name is Petri Kokko and I come from Soma 3D. And why is 3D? We believe that when we started 2015, we found that world should go to the 3D, and still it's going there. Transformation is going on now from 2D to 3D and using the BIM models. We did work together with the building permit departments of the municipalities, and we started to think about why they do use 2D plans when they are doing this work, what they are doing there, since all the designs has already then done in building models in 3D, and when the construction works start, then 3D models are used. Why the building permit is done in 2D? So our first aim was to rise that building permit also on the BIM model stage, and we started to work that, and very soon on that time we soon found that also the city models are needed there. So besides of that, we also bring on the table the city models and started to create everything on a web browser, bring city models and also the BIM models together for the building permit, and we did integrate that with the Finnish Lupapiste. So that work has been going on now 7 years, and now it looks like that it's really working on that area. But at the same time, when we developed also the platform for the city models, we are offering that same platform for our partner companies who are using it for various other use cases, like Profox companies who are selling the system, including their own features there for the industrial projects. And then we work together with one of our owners is the TerraSolid, who is using the system for point cloud presentations on a web browser. And then we also have companies who are working on a service area where they are bringing information from the IoT sensors and show that information on the same platform. So we started with the building permits and with the construction projects, which is a platform to share this 3D information on a web browser. And we found also that it's very beneficial to work also with the other companies and share that same information. And that's why we are looking very widely, and we are very open to work together with any other companies who want to leverage our knowledge what we have developed so far. And that's why we are looking also the companies to work with us. Not only the the product what we are selling is actually Kunta 3D, and Kunta means in Finnish in English in municipality, and this is sold for the about 12 municipalities here in Finland is using it in various use cases. But that's what we are doing now at the moment, and hope to see you on the corner there. Thanks.
Thank you, Petri. And as said, Petri is sharing the screen with the XD visuals over there on your left side. So go there to discuss more. Then last, but definitely not least, we have Marietas and Jari Marieta to present their solution. Jari, go ahead.
Thank you. This should be fun. Greetings from Arctic Circle, from Rovaniemi to be exact. Yes, 4 kilometers away from Santa Claus, almost my neighbor. And of course, I had to wait for 56 years to get my first pitch in English without any support material in a flu, not COVID related though. Always to the deep end. That's my first to the deep end. That's my story of my life. So, anyways, my first name is Jari. Last name is Marieta. Company name nowadays is Marietas. My personal career started in the early 90s with ground penetrating radar, but after 10 years, I decided that it was not enough. I wanted to know more, and I got myself into all kinds of situations with different kind of measurements. Nowadays, we mainly work with on the asset management point of view with the LiDAR 360 images or stereo images, depending on the situation or the information we have on hand. And basically, our company is based on heavy understanding of municipal engineering. We not only understand our surroundings, we also understand the below structures, how they behave, and that's our strength. Our engineering is supported with quite modern GIS, of course, and also we have our own ICT team, our own ecosystem-ready infraweb, which can deliver different kind of data to different kind of ecosystems. Mainly, we are working with Trimble. We are feeding Trimble with our main customers nowadays. But the problem today that we have on our hands is the rapidly changing environment, the street environment we have. So we have tried to update our asset data through different kind of paths. For example, the plans from the field, from the contractors when they change, for example, the road traffic signs. But as long as we have humans on the pipeline, it's not possible. So we have to kind of take a shortcut to the situation where we can update our information as fast as we like. So basically, today I bring you the Street Hive. I'm honored to be one of the first in the world to present this and test this with Forum Virium. We are trying to figure out where we can use this system. If you have its big brother Street Smart on use, you can use this. You can buy this equipment in the future and use it as much as you like, as fast or as often as you like. And it should produce you in 24 hours, not only the images, but also the AI results of the changing environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Jari. All right. What a great collection of 7 different solutions, different focuses covering the different life cycles of the built environment, focusing on buildings, building level use cases to urban districts, city level, municipal level use cases, even safety. So great to have all of you here and definitely go to discuss more with the solutions that you're interested in. Now it's time for a short panel discussion to reflect kind of this situation where we're at with this development at the moment. It's my pleasure to invite 3 people from the audience. Jaakko Jauhiainen from Eins Group. Welcome. Henrik Keinonen from Newco Helsinki, and David Lash from Trimble. I have one mic for you that you have to share, unfortunately, today, but I'm sure we'll manage. So let's, yes, maybe that's a good way. But please sit down. And let's start with some introductions first. So please introduce yourself shortly and maybe reflect a little bit why you're interested in digital twins or how they are relevant to your current work.
And I guess I've got the mic, so I get the short stick. Hi, glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation very much. David Lash. I'm from New Zealand originally, hence the accent. And my journey is I'm a British architect, so I've practiced for 15 years. And that took me through working in Malaysia, London, and in Finland before I've kind of pivoted out to working in software with Trimble in Finland here. And I guess my interest came from when I was actually working, or coming to Finland from the rest of the world was quite eye-opening, because suddenly I did enter, as was mentioned before, on one of the municipality projects, is there are so many models, so much 3D modeling, digital twin style things going on in the Finnish construction industry. And I don't know whether you know this, but that's actually really unusual. Now working at a global level, we don't see the level of competence with digital construction globally than we see within the Finnish environment. So you guys are really lucky, and this is a really great test bed for those technologies. So I was working on projects where when I submitted the digital model for estimation in Finland, there's a 15% saving on estimation because the construction had been resolved, before it was handed over. And then I went on to do some within that same practice, this architect practice, to do some my own kind of coding upon software, for these cities, these city level projects in China. And by working at a digital 3D process, we originally put down for the project 8 staff over 2 years, but because we worked in 3D, because the processes were much more efficient, we could get to solutions faster. We only need 4 staff on those projects. And we just ran the whole thing as a 3D digital kind of design project. So when I realized that, the future is 3D, I wanted to be part of that. And so that's when I came across to Trimble, which is very much in that space. So thank you.
Thank you, David. And Jaakko, next.
Yeah, happy to be here. Jaakko Jauhiainen from Heinz Group. CTO in the group, running the startup program which I established. And one reason for having established the startup program is actually digital twins, so that goes the opposite way. And I'm also responsible for developing a digital business for Heinz Group. And my interest in digital twins is quite simple. It seems to be the next logical choice. I've been with BIM since 2007, and the first BIM requirements published by Senatti Properties for Architects. And digital twins have been a reality in industry for tens of years, and we are lagging behind. If we think about the studies by McKinsey, for example, construction is about the least digitized business globally. But my point of view is, and interest is in making things move forward and work better together. And the basic idea is just having open standards and open APIs, getting the information to flow. Today, when you set up a digital twin, it's always a project, and that's wrong. That's dead wrong. It should be like, yeah. And then the digital twin, we started thinking about digital business ideas. We came up with 76 distinct ideas, and 56 of those were directly related to digital twins. So really happy to be here. Great to have these leading Finnish software here, and nice to have new colleagues on the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaakko. And now we're also getting already a little bit definitions of what digital twin actually might mean for different people. We're talking about digital design and construction process. We're talking about buildings and integrating these kind of dynamic sensors and data flow. Now we have Henrik from coming a little bit maybe outside from the AEC sector. So please, Henrik, introduce yourself and your perspectives.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Henrik Kien, and I work for the city of Helsinki and develop the startup ecosystem for the municipality. And basically, I've been doing this since 2016, and before that I was in the private sector, mostly in venture capital and working in scalable startups. But what is interesting to me in this topic is that, first of all, I'm a very newcomer in the area and quite novice, but I can see that it's more and more being exploited in the ecosystem, and not only by the startups but by the big companies as well. And there's one platform in Helsinki, in Arabia, called Extended Reality Center, in which there is also the Blockchain Center Helsinki, where I encourage you to go and visit. And this digital twins is related also to this kind of AR topic, which we covered today. And blockchain is kind of also involved in this discussion. So my interest is to learn more about where and how we can use these digital twins in the startup ecosystem, and how, when these digital twins and the IoT devices increase in amount, so what kind of GDPR's considerations there are, and how can we govern these, because manual government is quite heavy, and how can this be automated, maybe using the semantic twins concept. So thank you.
Thank you, Henrik. All right, so let's reflect a little bit about kind of the current situation and these 7 solutions that we have here. Where do you think we're at the current kind of stage? David a little bit brought up that in Finland we're actually kind of in a forerunner situation, at least with the digital design and construction. So where do you think we are with this development? And reflecting on these solutions here, which ones are kind of most interesting for you, and why?
Yeah, sure. So as I say, it's like I had the privilege of sitting on. We have a biannual BIM Awards within Trimble, where we get 180 different projects from around the world are submitted, and we get to kind of dig deep into these projects and sort of see where the benefit of working in a digital twin environment are. And so what we're seeing, and the irony is that every year there's an imbalanced. The winners are generally from the Nordics, and it's like it's because what we're seeing in the Nordics is a real capturing of the value of working with really strong construction data, and it's not just about that data being used to do things as we've always done them. So it's not just about data, the 3D data creating great drawings that are coordinated, but it's about that data then being used efficiently throughout the whole project, and that's the win. Is like and so. Some of the great projects are where that's basically you're modeling once, you're creating information once, and then that gets into an ecosystem, and then multiple stakeholders start building on that system. Back to the semantic issue, metadata, all those things, and it's not just about generating spreadsheets, schedules, doing kind of procurement, estimation, all those processes, but it's also about like getting that information into the hands of all the guys on site, because as you say, with McKinsey, we're one of the worst industries globally, which means we can make more of an impact faster if we get the right technology into the hands of the right kind of people. So what we're seeing is just, especially in the Nordics, we're just seeing guys on site accessing digital information, which is up to date, which is accurate, which they can then personally make decisions on, And especially in a world where we're seeing struggles within construction industry to recruit, we're seeing like a real loss of knowledge, as people retire and the young guys coming through don't have the same knowledge. As designers, as as manufacturers, we need to kind of help that process by reducing the bar to build, and we can do that through digital construction. So maybe that's one aspect.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, kind of the scalability comes through adopting standards, adopting kind of semantic interoperability, and then we can kind of achieve the automation so that our information systems actually really speak between each other and that data flows. So yeah, Jaakko.
My favorite example. I fly to Amsterdam. I take a taxi. I get downtown. What do? I pay with a credit card. So how is it possible? It's possible because of open standards. And I've been always for what we call open BIM. And this is because open standards basically mean that there will be a major market, and that will be beneficial for companies for adapting new ways and companies for delivering software like we see here. So that's one big step ahead. And the time we're living is really, really interesting, since I remember 2007, Senaatti had BIM requirements for architects. Then in 2012, we had the common BIM requirements. And it wasn't until 2016 or 17 that these digital things started. So really good time to be alive.
That's a good point. Henrik.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of Jätkäsaari project the city has, Helsinki city has, and if we think about, for instance, the sensors that send data, how reliable is this data? Is this sensor really defective, or is it not? Where is it located? And there are many things that are, as I mentioned, also related to the GDPR, as if we are measuring, for instance, traffic data or from cars and so. So I think this certification is quite important aspect of the whole thing.
Definitely. Thank you. In the audience, if you have any questions from our panelists, please raise your hand. There's already one. Who can bring the microphone. And I have still one topic about the future that we want to cover.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I'm Petri Välisaura from the University of Vaasa. Thank you for this discussion. And Jaakko was requesting open standards. And David said that we are some sort of forerunners here in Finland. So who should, do we actually need the actual standards, or is it enough to have some sort of de facto standards, or just documented interfaces? And if we need these actual standards, who should be developing them? Should we drive them from Finland with some consortium, or who should be working with these open standards? Thank you.
Jaakko.
Yeah, one of my favorite topics. If we think about the first BIM requirements in Finland, they were actually what a major building owner and major client demanded. And then when we had the common BIM requirements, it was hoped that they would be used. So I would say that some kind of a regulatory mandate would be beneficial, since then you would just have to do it. And when we have BIM project these days, they all state in Finland that, okay, you have to follow the common BIM requirements, but then in the project, you don't have to necessarily. So that's a real issue. So some kind of a mandatory setting would be great. And as everyone know, we are just creating a information system for the Digital Finland, RYTJ. It will actually define what you have to do. And then we go into semantics. It has to be defined. But then I wouldn't do this all alone. For example, Building Smart is defining the use cases on European level. We should use the same ones they will be using in Sweden and Denmark and so on.
Any additional thoughts on standards issue? We do have in Finland we have to support the mentioned RYTEI project. We have the collaboration group for interoperability going on, kind of defining those semantics and semantic interoperability, and also there's a standards group, and there's some resources allocated for certain organizations and people in Finland to participate in the international standards work as well, at least within the CEN in Europe, and that's definitely important. And as I said, Building Smart International is one of the key players as well in the network. But any additional thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not definitely an expert on the topic, but there is one person sitting in the audience, Juuso Autiosalo, who just wrote his PhD in December on digital twins. So I encourage you to have a discussion with Juuso over there. So maybe we can learn something from that.
Good catch. Let's discuss with Juuso a bit later. Great. Let's focus on future. How do you see the future opportunities in this field on digital twins of the different life cycles of the built environment? What are kind of potential client needs in the future, and what should be done? What are maybe some of the challenges to get there, to really develop those solutions for those future client needs? Any thoughts on that?
Sure. I just thought I may just talk briefly about a kind of a EU Horizons project that we were involved recently. It was quite interesting, which actually had the kind of 3 definitions of a digital twin involved with it, which was a conversation which was pretty hot on the calls. In the group, we had municipalities. We had Amsterdam, we had Tartu, a few other, and Rotterdam, I think. And then we had suppliers with Stora Enso. Trimble was there for digital technologies. We had engineers, architects. And the general gist was around the reuse of the building fabric, forecasting, reuse into design. And the focus was around wood, so it did have that as a parameter. But I guess the conclusion, the kind of solution we were kind of envisioning was a situation where, much like we've seen today, we've got a lot of interest in the municipality level of management of your city, and as a 3D kind of base kind of process. Is like how is there a way that we can forecast what might be coming? So as we get into the process of demolition, we saw a great example. I don't know whether everyone knows, but at Pikkulaiva out in Espanlahti area, there was a shopping center that recently was deconstructed, and it was deconstructed element by element. I haven't seen where exactly those elements ended up, but they were very careful in the construction and deconstruction of the building. So in our process was much about looking into that, is how can the municipality and the developer sit side by side and forecast, what's the phases of the city that are coming, the deconstruction of certain parts of the city as the city grows and changes and uses change, that kind of thing, and how can we extract from that, either as a raw material for forming into like new materials such as smaller wood into wood panels, or the one-to-one reuse, for example, of either precast elements or of perhaps even like of wood elements like glulam, CLT, those things there. And that's a city level process of how do you give visibility to the planners, the regulators, and particularly the developers, so that you can build a conversation around that digital twin kind of thing. So that way the financial, the practical, the business mind beside the planning mind, those two parties can come to some sort of plan to how we're going to do this. But then to get to that point where you know what's inside the fabric of that block of that building, you need decent information. And of course, and so there's a ramping up. I mean, as we mentioned, I don't know if any apartments are built these days without a BIM twin. So over time, we need to build up a database, has information about every element to a detailed level. You know, what are the, in particular, the certification, in particular, what are the design loads structurally they can take, the performance of the thermal performance of those elements. But all of that can be available, you know, because we do it anyway during the design processes. And so you got, but then also in the conversation too was the third digital twin, which was, you know, in that process of taking smaller elements and building them into, consolidating to larger elements, which is the story of like fragmented secondhand wood into larger CLT type, glulam type elements, is there is a process in the factory where you build that element, which is a third kind of digital twin. So in terms of the future of things, it's like having that visibility, which isn't so much available today to a developer. What are their options in terms of how they reuse and recycle? And then ensuring that as part of any kind of submission process, that information which was created to build that project is available for future generations when they come to demolition and reuse. So it all begins to hang together, I think.
Yeah,
so,
that's excellent.
Yeah.
And I'm really achieving the circular construction and build environment and buildings and as material banks, and kind of scaling that up from single building level to the whole city and to the whole country, so or even the world. So it's
we can do this.
Yeah, definitely great. Henrik.
Yeah, so I'm thinking more generally that that these semantic twins make these digital twins more accessible, because they can provide these kind of automated, scalable means to, for instance, how to utilize the twin and how to, let's say, where to find a digital twin, and also access the information in many ways. So this is just a general comment, not just on the buildings per se.
Interesting. Jaakko.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think the future is really positive. Let's leave out the politics and economic outlook globally. But then these new type of digital twins will enable us to sort of do everything digitally, from design to construction to commissioning and use and refurbishment or deconstruction. But something that is kind of true about even Finland is that we have lots of experts in the construction projects. They are everyone is in their own silo. Everyone has a problem-specific software for use, and they don't talk with each other. So the big thing is to have a digital twin that will enable us to reuse and benefit from the information already created by someone else. And this is something we need to do together. One company thinking about its own competitive advantage will sort of destroy this, because the industry has to change. So we all have to change.
Yes. Do you still have something to add there? No. Okay. I think Henrik, final words.
Yeah, this is actually related to what you told, this paradigm change. So I've been developing the Helsinki gaming industry some years, and what I noticed in that specific industry is particularly that all these companies, small and large, they always help each other, and there are kind of no silos in that sense. And I think this kind of thinking should be generalized to more, established companies as well. Let's take, for instance, the Finnish Supercell. The owners Ilkka and Mikko, they go and help pro bono these small seed phase startup companies, and I think this kind of ideology would be nice nurturing also in the big Kone, Wärtsilä, Nokia companies and the startup ecosystem, so that we could open doors for these young new innovations through the big ones.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's of course also what corporate venture capital programs like Ingenierit is doing. Is one form of doing that. I've also just kind of been in my hidden agenda in that sense to bring some of that mindset into the built environment sector that the games industry has. Kind of the mindset of not competing between each other here in Finnish market, but actually joining forces and competing together in the global markets. And if we can achieve that here in Finland and maybe even in the Nordics, I think there's something really valuable that can come out of it. So maybe it's good to end with that point. And we're actually time is up for this discussion. I want to thank really much for all of you panelists for the valuable insights that you were able to give for today's session. And now it's actually time to go and mingle and discuss more with the solutions and companies here. There's still some more drinks and snacks available. We have time until 5 p.m. here on site to continue these discussions. And thank you everyone for participating today here on site, but also online. I also want to thank Oi for producing this background music for us, and also some of these visuals for us for today's showroom session. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the event.